Welcome back to the Mail-In Podcast. I'll be your host today, Brett Merriman. To my right, you're the lovely Sally deFries, desnoodoed out.
Spawn.
Yeah.
Not really Spawn.
Wish
they would Spawn.
What's up, Sal?
Well, as you know, today we leave on a trip and I have yet to pack.
Yeehaw.
We're leaving in about 3.5 hours
Nice.
for the airport. And I do have everything laid out.
Okay.
Have y'all packed for Europe yet? Are we going to get into this when we at the end of the episode? Or we want to
let's do Europe. Let's consider the first question. We're all going to Europe.
Okay.
Let's get it out of the way. I'm just gonna get comfy.
I did something really unhinged. So normally when I pack, little Sal Gal's method here, I like make a list of every day what we're doing on the day and like tentative weather.
Okay.
Because I need to be really tactical about what I'm bringing. And I feel like this is like because we're going to the English countryside, I can like rewear a lot of the same stuff. So I decided to go capsule wardrobe this time.
What does that, and that definition is you're literally packing like the day's worth of outfits like rolled up into one, basically?
No, capsule wardrobe means you like pack, 2 pairs of pants, 2 sweaters, 2 shirts, and then you mix and match everything so that you have multiple different outfits, but only like 9 total pieces.
Oh, that's why I just do that all the time.
Okay, that's great for you. As someone who wears a lot of like, this is like, it was a lot harder when we were in Spain and Italy because I like wanted to wear specific like time sensitive outfits that like I couldn't rewear because it was like a set or something. It's a lot easier to do this when we're going to be in the UK because it's like I'm like dressing pretty casual. Yeah,
you're not like flowy Mediterranean.
So sundress. I like Will walked in and was like, "Why aren't you packing?" I'm like, "I am packing." I had this Google Doc open. And I'm like, I have it day by day. I looked up the weather. I had like highs and lows, what the rain percentage is, what activities we're doing. And then I have is that you?
Same exact fucking thing.
And then and I do it on a note normally, but because I had my laptop and I was sitting there, I was like pulling I was like, okay, these gingham pants. I'm gonna wear this on like Tuesday and also the following like on Saturday. And then I was like plug and playing, and he's like, "You are making this so complicated. Just pull stuff." And because Will, like you said, you probably already kind of capsule. Will definitely does. Like Will, if you know Will's style at all, and he probably talks about this on retail therapy, like he is a very specific, like he wears the same like khaki pants, navy shirts, gray shirts, sweater, whatever.
Yeah,
so it's like
earth toned out.
It's very easy for him to pack. And they're like, besides the one-offs that he needs for the wedding we're going to, there's no like real craziness. So he's like, "What are you doing? Like this, you just
go. How many? We need 7 and 7. We can do laundry once. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so I was like, this is taking a real coordinated effort from me. So I have it all laid out. Okay. I don't think that I'm going to need vacuum seal bags. I think we're going to be okay without. Knock on wood. We'll see. Because we also are taking a garment bag. So some of my stuff is going to be hanging.
There you go. Okay.
So I'm everything's laid out. I got to do my toiletries and stuff. So I don't think it'll be that bad. I also have to pack Fritz.
Yeah.
And a lot of Fritz's stuff is laid out too. So
that feels like you could probably capsule up Fritz pretty easy. That's not going to be does he have a little suitcase that he's going to be running around with?
He's getting a full-size carry-on because he rides on it whenever we're in the airport.
Honestly, yeah, that works out. Nice. I did, I just showed you my very similar method where for the first time, and I'm usually like I wouldn't say like a type A full-on packer, like list everything out, boom, boom, boom. I think, okay, I'm going to be somewhere for 7 days. I have like 3 categories to go: outfit, chill, and like active. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to be somewhere for 7 days. I need 7 outfits. 3 chill, which is like,
leisure
sweatpants and something to wear like at night, and then active, whether that's a workout thing, whether that's a hiking thing, whether that's a travel, like somewhere between outfit and chill. And so I did that for this one. I have the weather up, and I'm going to be in Europe for 2.5 weeks. So kind of hard to forecast like what London is going to be like at the end of June, but did the weather, did the rain forecast, which knock on wood, Portugal looks like ridiculous. And I guess that this time of year, it just kind of, you get perfect weather in the Med. but it's because I'm going to Europe and a different country for the first time. I full on went into like Sally type A,
Yeah.
like write every fucking possible detail down, and packed Monday night for the trip.
Oh, good job.
I
am getting a little bit better at packing last minute because I just do it a lot. Are you both bringing compression socks for the flight?
I have compression socks. I didn't wear them on the flight to Japan, so I don't know if I'll wear them this one, but maybe we'll see.
I don't know. I don't. Yeah, I have like compression pants or like compression like whatever. I don't think I'm gonna wear compression socks though. I do plan on. I'm not gonna be able to sleep at all. I just can't sleep on planes.
I mean, you'll be
So
you're young. Just move your legs around.
I'll be
Do
walking
some bicycles.
walking up and down the aisles.
Yeah.
Well, the other part of this, not to like toot horns here, I haven't skipped a day in the gym since like April 18th.
Nice.
And so this is gonna be the first like non-access I have. So I'm gonna be like, hey Randy, let's go get some squats in on the Pied de Terre, wherever we're at in Portugal. So
yeah,
or I'll just stop and get off the wagon entirely. And
that's why I do Pilates on the
so you'll see maybe
in our hotel room.
If you're on a Delta flight from JFK to Lisbon on Monday night and I'm doing squats and push-ups, just like
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, just let me be. 3 in the morning when I can't sleep. Yeah, no, I know we talked about this. What I ended up doing was I am gonna check a bag.
Okay.
I have to. I mean, there's
it's no a long time.
There's no other way to do it. So I am checking a bag. I have an air tag in said bag.
Okay.
So we're good there. And I got a garment bag. So I have backpack, garment bag, check bag.
Okay.
And what the garment bag does, which I have two, Randy, you can have this one after this trip.
I already got a garment bag.
Do you want another one that zips up into a duffel bag? It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So it's like it's full on flat, laid out. You put your suit and tux and whatever in there,
and then you zip it into
and
then
a
it
zips into a duffel bag and like zips across the top, and you can stick shoes or like
other stuff,
boxer briefs and socks, like whatever small stuff. And so that's the route I took. And so I think
I need a new garment bag. We got Will one. I got Will one forever ago. That was Filson. That is really nice, but it's like for tactically, it's terrible. We always have it on top of the suitcase. It's like sliding down because we always overpack it with way too much shit.
This one has a little
like a thing to go on the
it's so you slide it on the back of your suitcase handle. And I'm excited to see it in the wild. I did have to.
Will's garment bag is perfect for like a weekender situation if you're like in a car.
Yeah.
This is not perfect for like cross country travel.
No, if you don't have another bag to like, if you don't have more space to work with, because my garbage bag is gonna be the same thing. Where like, I'm gonna be lucky to fit.
You leaving room for sous vide?
Actually, my garment bag might turn a duffel bag. I don't know. It was a gift from a listener, BMW.
Oh, nice.
But there is some zippers on it that I've never understood how they work.
Oh, maybe
they do actually zip as a duffel. I'll have to check when I get home.
Nice.
If it doesn't, I ordered 2 garment bags. One because I made a typo. I think for feels like the first time ever. Again, knock on wood. Put my wrong fucking address in on an Etsy order, and instead of it was off by 1 number. And instead of like, I don't know, maybe dropping it off at the leasing office, just saying, hey, that's a very standard typo. Does this person live here? No, it got returned to sender, but it was sent from, and I didn't realize it until it was attempted for delivery. And then I called and they're like, oh yeah, no, call the post office. Maybe you can catch it in time. No dice.
This happened to me the other day because I sent my sister something and I accidentally sent it to her maiden name. Like I wasn't even thinking, I was just like filling stuff out and I was tracking it and it said receiver moved. And I was like, no, she didn't. And because it was under Jung instead of Ayers, because they live in like an apartment building where it's like you access one of those like.
Yeah, the locker things. Yeah.
And so she's like, I get stuff to Jung all the time because like legally, like under her, she like uses Jung all the time for like her law stuff too, still like her maiden name.
Yeah.
So like, she gets stuff sent to both names all the time. And they were like, it was a new UPS person. They're like, this person doesn't exist. I had to call UPS like every day. It was at the distribution center in Austin.
Dude,
and I'm like, can I just come pick it up. And they're like, oh, we don't actually have customer service hours. And I'm like, can you go find it? It was like a nightmare. And I was like, this is so annoying. And had it gotten returned to sender, it would have like not been the end of the world. But then we'd have to like have them ship it back.
Yeah, right. That's the biggest thing is, and I got on like the Etsy whatever message thing with this person.
Yeah.
And they said, well, you know, that it doesn't always come back to me. And I was like, what are you talking about? And so let me update this. Let's see where we're at. It was sent from Texas, Irving, Texas. Shouts to Dallas area. Now it's in Tampa, Florida at a USPS facility. So went from Irving to Austin, where I tried to intercept it, and they're like, oh yeah, God, you know, that's something we don't do here. Like, unless you happen to go catch the package in time, which after you get the notification, like delivery attempted, instead of, you know, maybe keeping it there for a few days, your package can be picked up at whatever.
They'll like pick it up same day. I did one time intercept a UPS person. One time I followed a UPS person.
Yeah, that checks out.
Because I was shipping some early bird to my house and I wasn't going to be there to sign for it. Okay. And I could see where they were on the map and I just went and followed him and I was like, hey, I'm so sorry. You're going to have to deliver something to my house in like an hour and I'm not going to be there. Can I sign for it now? And take it? And he's like, oh, you don't even need to sign for it. And he just like handed it to me and I was like, okay. But one time I ordered a dress for a college formal and it got sent to the distribution center and I needed it that day. And I like showed up and was like, I need this package. And they like, let me get it.
I would honestly, I would love that option. I would drive to,
but I just figured out where it was and went there, like, and showed up. They were like, ma'am, what are you doing here? And I was like, I need this package in it. I have to have it today.
What really bummed me out, I ordered this May 18th. Wasn't even attempted to ship until like June 3rd. So I was already cutting it close on trip timing. And so once the initial, and I should have like, I should have gone back in and found that my address was wrong. But once it got to like June 6th, I just ordered other one on Amazon. And so once this eventually gets sorted out, which I want it to, because it's like a custom embroidered nice garment bag, I'll give Randy my other one.
I might not even need it.
Well, you might not.
Maybe we'll take it.
It is nice. The other thing I had go wrong in this process was got my tux tailored. And went in like the first week in May. Plenty of time. And yeah, okay, we'll do this, we'll do that. Pick it up June 3rd. Perfect. So go pick it up June 4th, I think. And try it on. Thank God I tried it on. They're like, oh, and you want it? I was like, yeah, sure, like why not? You know, try it on. They didn't touch it.
They didn't even do anything to it?
That's what it seemed like. Get it, Randy?
Huh.
I put it on and the thing is still like breaking at my shin. My coat's I'm like, I don't think I lost 10 pounds since May, nor do I think I shrank. So what's going on? And this older woman comes out to like just kind of take a look, and she starts like pulling and pincing, and she's like, yeah, we got work to do here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, no, and
they're not going to charge you extra, right?
No, they ended up charging me $20 because the lady, and initially no, and then she called me like 10 minutes later. I'm in the car and she goes, hey, so we do have to charge you because we didn't taper anything before. And that's like, we have to charge you for it. And I was like, why didn't you taper anything? That was the plan.
Yeah.
And so I said, I need this like Thursday at the latest.
Yeah.
And they were like, yep, no problem. Like they knew I don't want to say fucked up, but they knew like it just wasn't tailored properly.
So when are you getting it? Tomorrow?
Thursday, yeah, tomorrow. I mean, hopefully.
Okay, here's my last question. Randy, you're going to the UK.
So I haven't packed yet. I'm going to start packing tonight. So I'm going to Grand Rapids, Michigan for a bachelor party. That's like at a lake house. And then I'm going home for like a day or two and then flying to Lisbon for the wedding that Brett and I are going to. And then I'm going to the UK afterwards.
Okay. Have you gotten your visa for the UK yet?
No.
Okay.
A little ETA.
Yeah. So you do it on the UK ETA website. Okay,
Right.
so really fast for our Euro travelers this summer, there is a new thing. If you're in the EU section of Europe, if you're in Europe, you will have to do your biometric data. So when y'all land in Lisbon, they're going to take your passport, they're going to take a picture, they're going to do your fingerprints. And then every time for 3 years, it's good. So every time you're in a European airport, you will do biometric data. So it'll like scan your passport, you'll take a picture, you'll do fingerprints, and that's how you get through.
It's slow the first time, right? But then after it gets
Yes,
faster.
there isn't a way to pre-do it unless you're going to Sweden, maybe Portugal. You should look. There's 2 countries that are doing it right now.
Okay.
Ahead of time. Otherwise, you do it at a kiosk in the airport when you land. Like when we did it in Mallorca, it was really fast because we were the only flight and there were like a jillion kiosks. It caused a huge issue back in April when they rolled it out because people were waiting in lines for forever. Likely because you're landing and you don't have to connect anywhere. It's not going to be like a huge problem. Like even if you had to wait a few hours. The problem was like people who were connecting somewhere. And then Randy, for the UK, if you are landing in the UK and staying in the UK, then you have to have a UK ETA, which is the visa that you have. It doesn't matter how long you're staying. I mean, if you're like just when we connected, we didn't have to do it because we had an outgoing flight. But if you are like landing there and staying there, and you can do that on the UK ETA app. It's literally just UK space ETA. And again, scan your passport. It'll take a picture of you. And then you apply, you like sends it in, and then literally like mine came back 2 seconds later and was like, you're good.
Yeah.
So for our European travelers, if you're going to the UK, you got to do the UK ETA. If you're going to the European countries, any of them, you will do your biometric data when you land. I want to say, I don't remember what. It was Sweden and something else. Entry to exit is what it's called.
Okay.
The app, and right now you can do it. I'm looking it up for all of our listeners.
Also, the UK ETA thing is I think 20 pounds,
It's
dollars,
20
or
pounds.
euros. one of them's.
Okay.
Phenomenal.
You can do it. Oh, you can do it if you're in Portugal. If you're going to Portugal,
okay.
So y'all should pre-do it.
All right, we'll look into that.
Entry to exit because it'll help speed your time.
Hey, Randy, we got homework, pal.
It's the EES system.
Okay.
Right now, they're only doing it for Sweden and Portugal, but eventually all the countries are going to roll it out so you can do it ahead of time on the app.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, that'll be immensely helpful. I also wonder, once you're in, so like I'm flying from Portugal to Italy. Once you're in the EU, right? It kind of functions more like a domestic, like a country in itself. Like do I have to go through like Italian customs after Portugal, or is it more like once you're in the EU, you're kind of like
once you're in the EU, you still go through passport control, but it's like way less
of a
thing. And I don't even remember. I could be wrong. I don't think they stamped our passports when we went from like Spain to Italy,
which is a bummer because
you can go ask for it.
Yeah.
You can go ask for it, but I didn't have the time or care.
Can I have a little stamp?
Yeah.
I don't have to go through customs for Canada, right? I don't think I did when I went through. When I went from Vancouver to Japan, I don't remember going through Canadian customs.
Well, if you're in the airport, you're good.
If you're in the airport and continuing on, so like when we went Austin to London, Mallorca, and we just stayed. We didn't have to go through customs.
If you're the international terminal, you have to change airports.
I have to change airports.
So you're going to have to do it.
Yeah, you will have to go through Canadian customs. And you'll probably get like flagged because they'll be like, "What? You're leaving the airport? You're coming?"
No, we've done that too, though, because we did, Randy, when we went to Italy for Harry's wedding, we did Austin to Heathrow, and then we went London City to Florence, and we like traversed the city, and we just exited through customs, and then you're already in London, so then you just you just exit from the airport in customs.
Yeah.
But again, it shouldn't take long. A lot of these things now.
I mean, I have a 5-hour layover in Toronto, so I'm good.
Toronto, bud.
It is scary and better that like they have all of our biometric data now.
Oh,
so
see,
like FYI, if you're out there, so I'm like, on some like political websites or you're doing some crazy, protesting, they can stop you. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah. No, I mean,
So just,
They
don't
can
Hassan Piker it and like get turned away from
scan
the
away. Take
UK.
my retinas, take my fingerprints.
Brett
You can
wants
have
to.
it.
Brett
We'll get
is always been like take more of my data.
pro data.
He's like swab my cheek,
Swab my cheek.
create
20
embryos with
20
my
23, me, you,
Yeah.
everybody else. Yeah. Like just I'm pro. I'm out there. I'm team alien. I'm pro data. Like you just have it all.
Yeah.
Just
all of
path of
Brett's is data's in the
just
cloud just
zero
for everyone to
privacy. Yeah.
get.
I actually share my iCloud with everybody, so you guys can get in there too.
I mean, we're not really like, I can't say that we're like big privacy people here being on a podcast and like having my life out there on social
of
media.
course.
Like,
Yeah.
For sure.
obviously, like I don't want every detail of my life known, but like there's a certain aspect of like doing this that opens you up to like people knowing details about your life.
It's the government, like directly handing it over to the government. It's like, oh, I don't know.
Remember that one? Okay, we're gonna get into real questions now, but like, remember that one app that made everyone old, and then we realized it was just
Russian.
it was like
It was just-
China,
just
just like
facial-
banking all of our facial
yeah.
recognition. And it's like, oh my god, it made me look 20 years older. It's
Yeah.
like, people, come on.
The one thing that'll really tick me off is if they use all the facial like something like that, and then they start doing deep fake like I don't know, putting your face on stuff like committing crimes. I'll be pretty ticked at that.
Yeah, I'll be
If-
like
yeah.
a little
I'll
pissed.
be like, you know what?
A lot.
I don't
of
have an
pissed.
alibi because you made a video of me stealing from a gas station.
I mean,
So
with AI,
fuck.
you know.
There's a thought process that the more that this goes on, like with eyewitness testimony is going to become more like valuable than video in the future.
Because
I believe it.
it can be faked.
I have a question too, because
Hold on. Before you have a question, hold that question because we need to do an ad read
okay,
from our friends over at Warby Parker who will stop your eye being recognized. I suppose. I don't think that's in the copy.
I don't think that they can do that.
But spring is here. Weddings, trips, rooftop hangs, basically just a lot more photos getting taken. And I realized recently, Sally, if you wear glasses, you're wearing them in every single one of those moments.
Yeah.
You look good in glasses?
I think so.
Okay.
So. You know, I need to probably get some Warby Parker little blue light blockers, maybe some readers. Your girl's getting some old ass eyes.
Okay. Well, Warby Parker can help you out with that. Seriously, nothing comes close on quality, price, selection, customer service. Randy, big fan of their customer service.
I can attest to that
because he literally asked them about 35 questions. And they were there for every one of them.
I had him get them fixed because my eye doctor gave me the wrong prescription.
Oh,
He did. You used to have to choose between flimsy, outdated styles or spending half your paycheck. Warby Parker completely changed that. Their prescription glasses start at $95, so you can actually get quality and stylish frames at an affordable price. They don't just offer incredible prescription glasses. They have everything you need for happier eyes. That includes contacts, online eye exams, and sunglasses. You're also outside way more this time of year, so having both glasses and sunglasses you actually like just matters more. I have the sunglasses. They're fantastic. I am bringing them to Europe, actually.
nice.
I did my sunglasses draft last night. Where you got to pick and choose. Warby's made the cut.
I don't want to be like high consumerism either,
Mhm.
but the good thing about Warby Parker sunglasses is they like look really nice, but it's not like a break the bank price, so that if something happens to them, you can just get another pair.
Absolutely. It's the perfect time to upgrade your glasses for spring. Buy one prescription pair and get 20% off any additional prescription pairs at warbyparker.com/mail. That's 20% off additional prescription pairs when you go to WARBY Parker.com/MAIL. First question comes from Randy
had a
in
question.
Northwest
Here we go.
Indiana.
Well, it was just more going on the Europe travel. So I booked all my flights and stuff, but my flight from London, from Lisbon to London, they didn't ask for my passport information. I need to figure this out, right?
They probably will when you go to check in.
So I've been doing the same thing, Randy, where I've been going into all of my trip, not itineraries, wrong word. Well, yeah, but like whatever airline I'm flying, I hop in to make sure that I'm good. Like Delta asks for it way ahead of time. Swiss Air waits till you check in. So there's either like a tab somewhere in there that says like edit passenger info, and sometimes they'll ask for it right there, or
Gotcha.
What are you flying?
a lot of different things. I
But
booked
I
pretty
meant
much everything
from
through
Portugal to
it's called TAP,
Yeah.
TAP Portugal.
Yep. That's when I'm flying from Portugal to Italy.
Yeah. So
okay.
I booked everything through Chase, and then that one was the only one I booked through Booking.com. So like everything with Chase, they asked for the passport information,
Yeah.
but Booking didn't. So I was like,
You
oh,
can probably, as long as you have a confirmation number from Booking, you can get on TAP's website and put in your reference number and it'll pull up your
oh yeah,
reservation.
I did that over the weekend. I started getting like really, I was like worried about everything. I'm like, I need to just create a document that has every single confirmation number, like every tour
Look
that
at
I'm doing
Type
and
A
thing. I'm like,
Randy.
I needed it all in one place because there was like, I need to have this because I know that I'm flying this airline here. It was just way too jumbled.
I like it. I did the same. I just showed Sally my notes app is just a top to bottom itinerary right now, and then my calendar. If you take a look at Brett at Watch Media calendar, you can see all my little confirms and this. You'd probably actually ruin my entire trip if you wanted to.
Nice.
Okay, you want me to read the first question?
Let's go to question number 2.
Okay. My husband and I are expecting our first child and we're very excited, but also nervous and feel very underprepared. Neither of us have spent a lot of time around babies and children. None of our friends have kids, and he is an only child, so neither of us have any nieces or nephews. I'm not even sure either of us have ever held a child. How can we become better prepared to bring this child into the world and create a safe environment? Do parental instincts just come naturally? Any advice would be appreciated. Sincerely, an anxious pregnant lady. Okay.
We'll do what Randy does and go to the playground.
Okay, Brian.
Okay. First of all, likely number one resource. Okay. Just a blanket statement here. When you have a kid, you just bring this kid in the world and no one gives you instructions and they just like hand it to you and they're like, you're responsible for human life now. And you are just like, what?
They don't send you home with a pamphlet?
No, they don't teach you very much.
Mm.
In the hospital, they're going to like help you breastfeed, teach you how to swaddle. But a lot of the parental, like, got to keep my kid alive and healthy is going to come from your pediatrician.
Okay.
So like every appointment when the baby's small, you go like every week or two for the first like few months. So a lot of it is like, are they doing this? And then like you're at 3 months, then you're at 6 months and like, they should be doing this now. And they give you like little like pamphlets of like, this is what to expect at 6 months. This is what to expect at 9 months. So that comes with time. Now, as far as babies go, your OBGYN, so your obstetrician, likely has parenting classes you can go to. So like where I go to the doctor, they do like a Saturday class where you can like, it's a birthing class, but then there's also like a parenting class of like how to swaddle the baby, how to feed the baby, how to burp the baby, blah, blah, blah. One resource that I use or I tell parents to use and I used personally, there's many social media like has made this very easy to find, but there's many like parent influencers, if that makes sense. Now, with the caveat of social media, not all information is good information,
Yeah,
right?
be careful on that one.
But there's a couple resources that have been really helpful and most of my friends use. So many of my friends fell into several camps. Either you are a Moms on Call person. Moms on Call is, I'm sure they have an Instagram, but it's a book that's like, okay, here's how you're going to get them on the schedule. This is what you're going to do for the first few weeks. This is once they turn 12 weeks, you're going to do this. Because the biggest thing about babies is they're like little robots. Like they need predictability. So you just create the schedule for them and they just thrive on it. Moms on Call is great. I use Taking Care of Babies.
Taking care of baby.
This girl named Kara, who was a NICU nurse. She has an Instagram, but she has a class that's like 0 through 12 weeks and then like 3 months through a year. And Will and I, as visual learners, I knew a lot of this. Grew up like was a babysitter, was a PICU nurse, all of those things. Will had never held a baby before. We watched that. He like learned how to change a diaper, learned how to hold the baby to feed the baby, learned how to swaddle, learned how to rock the baby to sleep, what to do. So Taking Care of Babies was really helpful for us because it was a visual class. Some people like a girl named Full Feedings. She has good schedules. I used her again with Charlie. I know people who've like literally chat GBT'd it. Again, I don't think that that's a really smart thing. We've found that Some people, some AI bots are pulling a lot from Reddit. So then you're like opening yourself up to a lot of information. But that is helpful too if you're trying to like. I knew somebody who sleep trained their baby with ChatGPT, and I think it worked pretty well for them.
Oh, okay.
But I think for those of you who are visual learners, finding someone who like has an online class, taking care of babies is a great one. But there are others out there, or attending a parenting class, like your pediatrician that you're going to go to, or your obstetrician will have classes. So ask your OB about it, and then you're also going to want to, as you're pregnant, sorry, you're going to want to line up a pediatrician. So you're going to call the pediatrician beforehand and say, I'm due, in October. We'd like to join your practice. I want to be with this doctor. Or we don't know which doctor we want to be with. Like, what resources do I need? And then you can say, like, do you offer parenting classes or do you have any resources? Because pediatricians, like, more than anything, are like teaching people how to be parents. Like, not only are they caring for your sick kids, but most of what they're doing is looking at well child's visits and saying, like, okay, they're 5 now. They needed to be doing this. They are going to be your best resource because they know what is, quote, normal. And not a lot of kids are always fitting the mold of normal, but they know the spectrum of like where they should be. So those are great. Also, your pediatrician and obstetrician probably have free resources, which is also always a plus because a lot of these, like taking care of babies, for example, like I think it was like $100 for the class.
Nice.
It was really great. And like I've gifted it to people. But again, there are free resources out there to help you be parents. So don't feel panicked. Every single person who's a parent, regardless of like whether you've been around 1,000 babies or 0, is still feels like they're floundering the first, I don't know, all the time. But like definitely when the baby comes out, you're like, oh God, like now I got to care for this human. But instincts will kick in, but there are resources available.
I have 2 things. One, billions of people have done it. So like,
yeah.
Not that I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying you have a big village out there that's reared children. So I'm sure it clicks at some point where you get into a routine. You have to establish it. You have to stick to it. But once you're a parent, I think I've heard that nothing so like immediately flips a switch on in your mind, body, soul, whatever. Nothing does it more than having a child when all of a sudden you're just like, oh, that's my whole world now. And so you innately just care and know sort of what they need. 2, the one thing that parents do, I mean, I'm sure there's many, but this like clicked into my head. Do you know the people that carry their child with like, they basically wrap an ace bandage around their chest and like ace bandage their child like to their chest? Whenever I see that in like an airport or something, I get like the chills because I just think the baby's gonna fall through it.
So babies inherently want to be swaddled, which means they are like tightly wound in a blanket because in the womb, they're tightly wound, confined in your uterus. So when you are baby carrying, so like there's baby carriers like a baby Bjorn where they like stick them in like
stick them in. That's
but
great.
honestly, the like one of the brands called Solly Wrap, you like wrap yourself around. They're pretty tight. And it's hard for them to fall out.
All of the ace bandages like I've ever worn on my knee or my arm or my shoulder.
Well, it's different than an ace bandage. And it's also like ancient practice.
It pops out though. You've had them around your knee.
Yeah, but these are like, especially because it's where it's sitting, like you can, if the baby's gonna fall.
I know. I always get like I don't know what it is. It's like if you see something
I get
fall,
where like if you hadn't like done it yourself, you'd probably be like, oh my God. Like
I just think it's like an ace bandage that they like tucked under one of the sheets.
No. This thing is like pretty
clipped on. Okay.
Oh, it's tied in the back. It's like a knot. Yeah. That baby's not falling out of there.
And they're just doing all willy-nilly with their arms and man. That's my one parenting tip.
Brett's stressed.
I'm stressing about how to carry my child on my chest.
Okay. The last thing I'm going to say about this, let's move on to the next one. Social media can be really helpful. I already said that. But sometimes, especially when you're becoming a parent, people love to give opinions and it can become overwhelming because there are 50 ways to skin a cat and everyone has a really high opinion of the way they do it.
especially your mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Not
So
not
it's
Nancy.
okay
Not
to be
it's not a
like,
Nancy show.
if that's going to overwhelm you, a class is going to be really helpful because that will give you a basis. Not every baby is going to react the same way, but having like a foundation and then building from there, and you will figure out what your baby likes. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool.
Can I do a sponsor of ours that would be
helpful for
newborns and parents?
Yeah.
Probably not newborns,
Yeah, I
but
was gonna say, I don't
parents.
know about newborns.
You don't think a newborn wants some, broccoli, cheddar,
No, but a
cauliflower?
newborn does want his or her mother to be nourished so that they can
Sure does.
have quality breast milk.
And that's where Factor comes in. Get your breast milk right with Factor.
No, just get your nutrients. Be healthy so that
Yeah.
you can be a good parent.
Sorry, Factor. I don't think that was in the copy. But they do have great nutrition, Sally. The meals built around your goals, whether that's weight loss, overall nutrition, more protein, or GLP-1 support for strength, workout recovery. Check out Factor's Muscle Pro collection, Randy. You need that. Actually, you said you haven't been working out.
I haven't. No.
We'll get back on.
We'll get back on.
Fresh, never frozen, over 100 rotating weekly meals, including globally inspired flavors like Mediterranean and Asian, so there's always something new to look forward to. They've also launched the new ready-to-eat salads with vibrant ingredients like elote corn and miso edamame. Plus, 70-plus add-ons to round out your nutrition, from green juices to peanut butter energy bites. Big fan of their smoothies, Sal. You know their smoothie game?
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Randy's a big fan, like I said, of their is it garlic chicken or butter chicken?
I'm a big fan of their cauliflower rice.
That's right. Cauliflower rice
nice.
for old Randall. You can do what Randall does, just heat and eat. Or you can do like I do, heat, eat, and a little plate and plate it. Make it all look nice.
Yeah.
There you go. So head to factormeals.com/50, or excuse me, head to factormeals.com/mail50 off and use code mail50 off to get 50% off and free daily greens per box with new subscription only while supplies last until 9/27/26. See website for more details. Again, that's factormeals.com/mail50 off and use code mail50 off. Hey guys, first lime, long time. It's not how the saying goes. I got fired from my job. Here's the thing. I got really lazy with my work during the last few months and definitely deserved to get fired, but I feel really shitty after. I got a new job shortly thereafter, but I keep thinking about the old one all the time. How do I get past this feeling?
I mean, getting fired is like very similar in my mind to like getting broken up with. It's really hard to not take it as like an ego thing. And especially I think like a relationship, you can be like, okay, we weren't compatible. Like maybe it's them, not me, but it's hard with a job because you're like,
it's like directly, like not a layoff, but like a fired. It's like, yeah, that was all me ish.
Yeah.
Or whatever my decisions or my work ethic or my attitude or my effort. And so, yeah, it is kind of an ego check.
I think, yes and no. So it's like with a relationship, you're like looking at the other person and you're like, maybe it was them a little bit. This clearly was you.
Yeah.
And this person did say that.
Yeah, he knows it. Yeah. Or they know it.
But I think the way you get past it is being like, okay, I know what caused this. I got really lazy and then deserved it, quote unquote, and like take the things you were doing and change them.
Yeah.
I
mean, you got a new job shortly thereafter.
Right.
This is in the past. You learn from it. It's like any mistake or any relationship or any floundering in something or other. Like you're going to learn it's a teaching moment. It's an opportunity to bounce back and know more and learn more about yourself and how you function in structured, corporate environments that you can take and move forward with it.
It never feels good to be fired, even if you fully deserved it, right? Like at our core, we want to please people. We want to do a good job. We want to maybe not be perfect, but be good at what we do. And probably there's a portion of this person that's like, well, I let myself down because I didn't perform to the best of my abilities. Maybe I got a little careless. Maybe got a little lazy. Like you said, it was a mistake. It's a learning opportunity. It's like you have a new job. It's going to take time to maybe get over it because you've like got to get over the hurdle of like, what you did versus like the consequences of it, but
Mhm.
also like use that to fuel you to be successful in your next endeavor.
Yeah. I mean, I'll look at it this way, like, if you're it sounds like you were in a job prior that you certainly didn't love, you know,
Mhm.
there's a reason you get lazy. Maybe the job wasn't engaging enough, or you didn't love the service you provide or the product you sell or the industry you were in. And so instead of like sitting in that job and just being lazy and complacent for and not getting fired for however long, this gives you an opportunity to like get on your horse, you know,
Right.
and do and force your hand to either work harder or find something else that you like more, or be more engaged with something different. Like the last thing you wanna do is sit somewhere for 10 years and take your incremental bumps and then look back and say, "Well, that sucked. I didn't find anything fulfilling about that decade
Yeah.
of my life." So, look at it that way. It was um, a necessary cut off of something that you weren't that into anyway, and now you get to start again. And it's not like a bankruptcy where it follows you around for a decade. You know,
Exactly.
maybe you don't have a reference from that spot, but
But that just should
that's
fuel
about
your
it.
performance at the next place more.
Exactly, exactly. Hit
All
us with the
right.
next one, Sal.
Another career one.
Yeah.
How do you make the choice to switch careers? I'm an educator with a kid and I don't hate teaching, but it's also not my passion. One of the reasons I stay in it versus another career is because of the built in breaks/summer that I get to spend with my child. I know Alyssa did something like this and I wonder if she misses the breaks. Is more time with your child worth the stress of teaching being gone? Alyssa would be a great person to answer this
I know.
question, but I have spoken to her at length about this, and
Mhm.
I have friends who are in education
I was
and
go
have left
say
education.
first, God bless our teachers
Yeah,
because, my
thank you for
lord,
being a
they are
teacher.
not paid or appreciated enough.
And I kind of feel like I can speak to this a little bit about like similarly with healthcare.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, these jobs, education, healthcare, can be really like civic duty, our police officers, like our healthcare workers, like all these people who are first responders, teachers,
Sort of the public
the public
service job,
sector,
yeah.
like public service are not only are you giving so much of yourself, but it's also very stressful because likely a lot of these jobs are underpaid. Um, it's a thankless job. You're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't, because even when you're trying your hardest, you're still being vilified by politicians and things like that. And
Podcast producers.
yeah, you're doing
When have I ever?
you're
I'm saying you're underappreciated.
Oh,
you're oh, I thought you were saying he vilifies
yeah,
Oh,
that's
us.
no,
exactly
no,
how.
no, no, no,
Yeah.
no, no.
I
I'm saying Randy,
like
I'm
I
an
am so
ally.
thankful for our
Thanks.
friends and like my friends and the people that we know who and everyone we don't know who choose to do these jobs because you're helping such a giant part of your community for very little pay and very little gratitude.
Mhm.
And that is enough to make you completely burn out and want to leave. As someone similarly felt this way in healthcare, like when I was a nurse and was like, well, I work 3 12-hour shifts a week and it's really nice because then I can like kind of finagle my own schedule and have 4 days off so then I can go travel, etc. Is it worth me being super stressed out in the ICU so that I can like live this life and not have to take PTO?
Mhm.
For me, it wasn't like I needed this. I needed the like predictability and the like the 9 to 5 or in my case 7 to 3 like daily routine.
Mhm.
Um I know Alyssa felt that way. My friends who are in education who have left feel that way. The summer is really nice, but also you have to think of it as like, okay, I'm having a summer off with my kid, but also are the other 9 months miserable because I'm so stressed out and anxious and burnt out and tired that like maybe you get 2.5, 3 months with your kid in the summer, but then are the other 9 months of the year shitty for them because you can't be present because you're so exhausted? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to talk anybody out of leaving education because we need
Yeah,
teachers,
we
but
desperately need teachers back.
but also is it like think about what you need. Is it better for you to be present on like a random Tuesday in the fall afternoon so that you can like spend time with your kid when they get home from school and you're home from school or your job? Or do you want that June and July, August to spend with them? And also know that like those of us who work full-time jobs in the summer are still spending time with our kids. We're taking vacation in the summer. You're still getting the summer experience with them, but just maybe not from 9 to 5 or, whatever. Like you're still getting weekends with them. You're still getting all the evenings and the mornings. Like you just aren't getting the chunk of the middle of the day. And for a lot of us, like am okay with that because like my kids are gonna go to camps and things like that they want to do in the summer.
That was my point here. I was gonna like almost a counterpoint. Sorry to interrupt. Was like at some point your kid's gonna want to go do stuff in the summer, and it won't be like, "Mom, let's hang out all day." Like I don't know, Randy. When we were like 8, 9 years old, I was gone summer days from like 8 in the morning till 8 at night.
Yeah,
and so it's at a certain point. I'm not saying that happens to everybody, but your kids will just want to be going and do like stuff with their friends and camps and hanging out, finding salamanders. And so
I get it. But also I understand like if they want to go do that, they're going to need rides to places and stuff.
Right.
And like having the same breaks as your kids, not even just summer break, but like Christmas break and spring break
and
all
like
that.
holidays off is helpful.
Totally.
Could it be one of those things where when they get to a certain age, you can leave? Like you're like, okay, I'm going to get through elementary school with them. And then when they're in middle school, like I'm going to leave. That's a good compromise. I think burnout is really real. And I think a lot of people ignore it for the sake of being comfortable in what they're doing, for the fear of change, for, knowing the routine and not wanting to add an extra layer to their life of like having to change careers. But at the same time, your own threshold. Everyone knows their own threshold for burnout. Like for me, and like every single person here, for Will, et cetera, it's like when you're burnt out, you can't do anything at your job and also in your personal life extra or even enjoy it because you're so burnt out from work. So if you're burnt out, you're not being a good version of yourself or a good parent or a good friend or a good wife or, a good sister or whatever. Your own threshold. So if you're like, I can do this for a few more years and then I want to do something else. Or if you're like, I'm like, this is really taking it out of me, but I gotta like keep on for the summer. If it's affecting your daily life in the other 9 months, I would say it might be time.
Yeah. To the point where I hesitate to say, there's a lot of things in life where if you've made up your mind, it's hard to like undo that. You know what I mean? Where you want to break up with somebody, if you want to change jobs, if you want to eat pizza for dinner, it's hard to like back off of that. So if you're already there, then maybe that's telling. But good luck. We do need teachers.
Yes.
Maybe try a different grade or something first and see how that goes.
Yeah.
You know what you could have at home that would
you should gift. Honestly, this is the perfect end of the year teacher gift, which now we've surpassed because it's summer. But for the future, teachers will love you if you do this.
And that is a Lola blanket.
Yeah. I'm actually mad that I didn't think about this to give as the end of the year gift because teachers don't want mugs anymore or candles. They want coziness.
No, they want to be able to wind down.
Yeah.
With a Lola blanket. How about this though, Sal? You familiar with these? Lola's doing pet beds.
We have one. First of all, it's the exact same material as the blankets. It is so fluffy and cozy. Both of my children think it's like a mini sofa for them, and they have been trying to hang out on it with our dog. Now, we have a large. Rosie, like, arguably could be in a medium, but Rosie's like a 50-pound Springer. She could probably do a medium. We got her a large because it was in stock, and that's what I wanted. The boys literally love it. They sit on it. So if you have kids, also a great TV chair, but meant for pets. It's Rosie's favorite thing. She like lounges on it. I love pampering her.
It looks like luxurious. Like
It also can be washed, which is like
yeah.
a huge deal for pet beds. Like it looks super luxurious, but the best news is that you like if something happens, you unzip it, you take it out, you wash it, and then it is back to what it looks like. Like
it's perfect.
The same thing with the Lola blankets. Like, I think people are like, can you wash them though? I'm like, yes, I have washed them because my son threw up on one of them. And it's literally back to the exact same as it was when I took it out of the box when we got it.
The technology is incredible in these things.
Crazy technology.
Ultra soft, luxury faux fur, and signature 4-way stretch that sets it apart. Machine washable, like we said, double hemmed for durability, and stays flawless with no pilling, no shedding, even after repeated washes. They're gorgeous. They're soft. They are as cozy and comfy as one can possibly get. So for a limited time, our listeners can get 40% off select Lola blankets with products. Select Lola blankets products with code MAILIN at checkout. Just head to lolablankets.com and use code MAILIN to get 40% off your order.
Last one?
Am I up?
Yeah. Hit that last one. Let's do one more.
Like the number 6?
Or 5?
Yeah, we'll do 5.
Yeah.
I was like, the Europe one we kind of talked about. But
yeah.
All right. So here we go. Sally, Brett, and Randy. Boy, do I have a situation for you. Y'all the first people I've told, so I'm ready to dive in. A few weeks ago, my girlfriend of 11 months was over at my house hanging out while I was making us dinner. She needed a phone charger, so I told her to check the desk drawer in my office. She proceeded to walk back in the room with a phone charger in one hand and my W-2 in the other hand.
Oof.
She asked me, "Did you get a raise?" I was in the middle of stirring up some risotto. No big deal. So I wasn't looking when I replied, "No. Why?" She responded, "Then why have you been lying to me about how much money you make?" I paused. The color left my face. I got caught red-handed because, yes, throughout my relationship, I have lied to my girlfriend about my salary being much less than what it is. For context, we're both 30. Let me give some backstory. For a few years now, I've been dealing with an insecurity about money. I'm 33, have an amazing career, and I've done very well for myself. However, it is something I keep very private and no one apart from my family knows about. I live well below my means, and no one on the surface would know. For clarity, it's not like I make fuck you money, but enough to where I don't have to worry about others' attitudes towards me. Enough to where I worry about how other attitudes towards me would change if they knew. It's something I've been trying to work on in therapy. Shout out to Christine on BetterHelp. You're my rock. That insecurity has bled over to my dating world, which is evident by this whole interaction with my girlfriend. When we first got together, she had a vague idea of my career, so I didn't say much about finances. A few months into dating, we broached the subject of salaries when she was up for a promotion at work. She shared her new salary, and when asked, I gave a number that was about half of what I truly made. I got insecure, I panicked, and that lie has stuck with me for 7 months now, which is what leads us to the issue that I'm in currently. Since that exchange a few weeks ago, it sparked a lot of fights, a lot of which were triggered by backhanded comments she made about the trips we went on this winter. Not being lavish enough, quote, knowing what she knows now, or, quote, how she would have picked a more expensive restaurant for her birthday had she known. To clarify again, it wasn't like I was being cheap in these situations. It brought this unappealing side to her that I didn't really see until now. All of which has fed even deeper into my insecurities and ultimately led to me saying I needed space to figure out if I wanted to stay in the relationship. Now, I have a few questions for y'all. Am I in the wrong for lying? When is the right time to disclose this information? Note, it's not like we were about to move in together, and that information would be particularly important. Am I justified in feeling like I want to end this relationship? I could understand if I was lying in the opposite direction, but this felt harmless in the moment. Need some insight desperately.
I have some opinions.
All right, let's hit him.
Randy,
hit us.
One, yes, I think in general, am I wrong for lying? The general answer to that is always
that's
yes.
probably a yes.
Yes, it doesn't matter what it is.
9.9 times out of 10.
But am I justified for feeling like I want to end the relationship? I also think that you are justified because, now that you explained it more and how she reacted afterwards, like your insecurity is that like you make so much money that people are going to think differently of you and probably take advantage of you. And clearly the way that she's been doing these backhanded comments like, oh, I would have got like used you to have more nice things
Yeah.
is kind of a shitty thing for her to say and do. And like is completely like a thing that clearly is on your mind often. So it's like, yeah, she's the type of person that would use you. I think there's no future here for you in that relationship.
I totally agree with what you said, Randy. Here's what I think. There's some nuance here. Okay. Yes, you are wrong for yes. Lying is bad. Here's what I think. How many months were they in? Like 3?
No, they said like 11.
No, but like when they shared disclosed salary.
Oh yeah, because he said it's stuck for 7 months. So.
I don't know that I would have shared salary information with somebody at 3 months in. That's a very personal thing. It's to each their own. I think it's perfectly fine for him to say, I make 6 figures.
Sure. Yeah. Just not a range, but just something.
And like, and if she presses you on it, be like, I don't want to like be weird about it, but like, that's really personal information. And until that is like
necessary,
hey, like
what are rents going to be together or something like that.
And somebody like pressing you is kind of a red flag to me. I totally agree. When you get to the point of like, I think that this would have been a bigger deal for me and like more justified for her being upset had it been like they were sharing rent and he was like demanding every penny from her.
Yes.
Or they're about to get married and she has no idea what his finances are. Finances are so personal. I think it matters when you're combining them,
very
obviously.
Much so,
and it's not like, had he been nickel and diming her for everything, I'd been like, okay, well, that's kind of frustrating. Like, if she's making like $50,000 as a teacher, and he's like, has PJ money and doesn't tell her, and he's like Venmoing her for ice cream,
split the this and that, Then and I want to know if he's doing that and she's making comments, I'm on her side,
right? But like, I don't think that that's what he was doing. I get where she's frustrated that she's like felt lied to because she technically she was lied to.
Yeah, she's justified in that for being upset.
But I also think you could be like, this is a big insecurity of mine. When you asked me at 3 months, I panicked. It's not information I like to share with people. And I'm sorry, but this is how I feel. And like, sharing all that with her.
Honesty will set you free, even after you fibbed on the
right. And being like, and it hurts my feelings that like, you felt like we should do XYZ because I made more money. Like, of course I want to treat you and treat myself, but like, this is how I am with money. And if like you aren't gonna be like, I'm sorry that it felt like a secretive and I wasn't open with you, but I also at 3 months was not ready to be open with you about that.
Yeah. Sure. To what he says here, I can understand if I was lying in the opposite direction, but this felt harmless in the moment. I'm just going to give you some general advice here. Felt harmless. It's still a lie. It doesn't matter. It's like the lie means like you're being untrustworthy in general.
Right.
It doesn't
that's
matter
why
if
she's
it was
upset.
A good lie.
Now, so that's why she's upset. But the comments are unnecessary. And that's, I think, what's really turning him off.
Right.
And I think he should say to her, even if he decides to break up with her, like, I lied. That was wrong. But when you made comments of like, I need to spend your money, that made me feel like you were using me for money.
Sure. Yeah. And it's like, and it almost justifies his hesitance in the first place, which maybe it's sort of like a self
fulfilling prophecy. Yes.
But I also think
I think both sides are right here. I think she's correct in being pissed because he did lie to her. But I don't think she's correct in making all these comments. That just is belittling and makes it seem like she's only with him for the money now.
Yeah. But which she wasn't.
Which is his biggest insecurity.
And then she wasn't to begin with. And now she's like, oh, wait, you do have money like that? And now
she's making those comments because she's pissed at him.
I think the comments, like, maybe this is just me. I kind of read into him less of like an existential problem and more of just like, she's pissed and like, fuck you for that lie that she's continuing to sort of dig into. And that's getting old versus her being legitimately like wanting him for money.
Now, here's the final piece of advice I have. 11 months in, if you don't get totally icked out and break up with her, at this point, you're like, you are treading into pretty serious relationship territory.
He's 33, she's 30.
And if this is somebody that you would see yourself moving in with, marrying, etc., that is a conversation of like, here's what I make. You obviously know that now. And this is how I feel about money. And this is how I am going to feel about money in the future. We can obviously have more conversations about that, but like, this is unlikely to change. Like, I live frugally. I don't want to be showy about it. I don't want people to know. And if you aren't going to be okay with that, like, I'm not saying that we need to live in a box on the side of the road, but also if you're going to feel like we need to be spending lavishly, like, that's not where I'm aligned.
Yeah. Have to get on the same page there.
Yeah.
With, because like that, eventually means where are we going to live? And if you are not comfortable with spending, maybe you're a 30% versus a 40% on housing person, and like, or maybe you're like a 10%, but this guy sounds like he wants to live extremely frugally, and whether it's save or spend it elsewhere, gotta be on the same page there.
Yeah.
And so maybe you find out first if this is sort of a deeply held, whatever her values are when it comes to finances and spending and not spending, versus comments about their backhanded comments about the lie you made. Get to that, like which one or the other, and then go from there.
Yeah, totally agree. Take some space, have it come to Jesus, answer your own questions about how you feel about it, but then I would be open with her, because I think if you open up to her, she'll probably say like, I shouldn't have said stuff like that. That was bitchy. Yeah, I was just very taken aback when I saw your W-2, which again, like, is kind of a breach of privacy there, but like, I don't know. The finance stuff is hard because like, at what point, like, Randy, how many months are you into dating your girlfriend?
I don't know.
Does she know how much?
I think we're 8 months.
Okay.
9 months.
Does she know? Does she know how much you make?
You know it to the hour.
She does not know
exactly.
How much I make.
She does. Okay.
And we're living together.
She probably has an idea.
Yes.
But like, because she's not stupid, but like, and you have an idea of how much she makes, but you're not like, okay, here's what my tax return was.
Yeah, I know. So let me look over your W-2s.
I know how much she makes. I helped her get a job. I'm
a
boyfriend.
But I think that's perfectly normal. Like, she's not, and if she wanted to know and you wanted to disclose it now that you're living together, like, I think that makes sense. Will and I feel like we lived together before we got married, but we didn't really disclose full financial stuff until we were married or getting married.
Sure.
Before that, like, I knew ballpark, he knew what I was making, which was $0 because I was in school. But again, like, kind of a different situation. He paid for a lot more because I was in school.
Yeah.
But I think at this point, if your girlfriend asks, like, that's like, you're living together.
Yeah.
And it would be very weird if you lied to her. 3 months in feels, 3 months in, you're like,
that's early. Yeah.
That's 12 weeks. That's maybe 12 dates.
I
do understand. I like, if she's talking about a promotion and she's like, I'm going to go from this to this, and I understand how it comes up, but I think you're also kind of be like, yeah, it's still at that point, 3 months in, you're very much justified in giving a range or just like a vibe. Like, yeah, it's.
I think you can say figures.
Yeah.
And then be like, it's kind of variable with my job, and then leave it at that.
Oh, speaking of lumpy, boy, do I know that life.
Yeah, I want to know. He's said that he wasn't being cheap in these situations either. I need to know. Like how much were you making her pay for her own flights? You're making like $600,000 a year.
But also, I kind of feel like
I get it, but like, yeah.
Are we going Best Western? Or are we like?
Yeah, you don't need to be staying at the Ritz-Carlton, but like, are you staying at like a motel?
Yeah, or are we like not getting a rental car because we're gonna? I don't. There's stuff that I'd love to hear her side. Just like how? Okay, you say you're not being cheap. How not cheap are we?
Look, trust me. I love a chain restaurant, but like, if you took her to Chili's for her birthday because like it may seem like you weren't making money and you could have taken her to like a nicer restaurant, like,
then
I understand.
Then I'm very much on her side.
But like, I would love to know that. But it does seem like the fact that you said you weren't being cheap in this situation's like, I think she's just hurt that you lied and making backhanded comments, but also could just be like a different side of her that you're now seeing. So, but it's worth a conversation. Take the time, have the conversation, explain everything, and see where it goes from there.
I wonder, like, what's the number that you would, like, the doubling of a number that would be the most egregious? You know, like to think somebody makes something and then like, because if you make, say, you know, you tell somebody you make $500,000 and they actually make $1 million, it's like, well, either way,
Still a lot.
you're
But
still, yeah,
I'm thinking like maybe
I'm
like
thinking
50K and then you're making 100K is like where it starts getting around
yeah.
there.
I would
Like 60 and then you're making 120.
that feels.
I
Like
mean, that's a pretty big jump.
that
Like
feels
you're
like a
going to a
very
different tax bracket.
Exactly.
Or several
considerable.
different tax brackets.
Yeah.
That's where I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
like that's the doubling gets to, I think. Because like if you're
in
making
my mind,
100
he was
to
making
200,
like 150 and he's actually making 300, which is
that's kind of what feels like where this
like
is.
that's
yeah,
a lot of money. Like
that's true.
That's probably more like he probably is making double what her salary is, maybe triple.
Maybe that frames it for her in like a
yeah.
well, fuck. You know, I thought we were on like a similar playing field where it's like we both make, you know, 80-ish or 100-ish, and now he's got
and now
204 on his
he's like
W2. He's like, wait a second,
yeah. That's tough. The money thing is really tough. It's tough even when you're in a committed relationship.
Oh sure, yeah.
Like it was tough for Will and I. Like that was one of probably the most testing parts of like becoming a union, was being like, how are we going to be about money? Because people are very different.
Sure.
And it takes a lot of like being very open and communicative, and a lot of compromise of like, we need to act like that, because it totally depends on how people were brought up, what they believe, like, especially when you've got somebody who's like pretty quiet about spending frugal, and then someone else who's like a little bit more free with it, that can be hard for each person to balance.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's why communication, honesty.
But I feel for this. This sucks.
Yeah.
But I mean, take some time and then talk to her.
Yeah. Also, stop lying about money.
But yeah,
everybody makes money. Like,
but you also don't have to. I don't think it's. I don't think the onus is on him
range that you tell people
to be completely transparent. Like,
oh yeah, you don't have to not down to the
I don't
cent.
even think my siblings know what I make. Like they're not idiots. They know what like a CRNA makes.
Right.
But like, I'm not gonna like be like, hey, this is what my contract says. I don't know. Okay.
You're not Pat McAfee getting 60 schmilly put on ESPN. Anyway, that's gonna do it.
We're all going to Europe. We're going to Europe.
We're all going to Europe.
See ya. When are we back? When are you back?
We have no episode the next 2 weeks.
Okay,
as
so
we are both
July
in Europe.
1st.
So it'll be the week of the 29th of June. We'll be back. So the
pre-July
4th
America's
episode.
250, baby.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Big
birthday.
World Cup coming up. College World Series. Hotty toddy. Go USA. We're playing Australia on Friday.
Okay.
Good eye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.